What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? Your boy Dread is back with an episode of Sports Talk, here to review the NFL's 2016 Divisional Playoffs. Now, if you guys see my original prediction video for this last week, I'm now 2-2 for my predictions. And for everybody who watches my video, they know it's like whether I like a team or whether I hate them. I try to be as unbiased as possible. But the two teams who I predicted would win are the ones who I actually wanted to lose. And vice versa, the guys who I predict, well, with the exception of with the Steelers, but I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, let's review this Kansas City versus New England game. Now, I mean, you should have already known that it was going to be a tough game for Kansas City. I mean, they were coming in. They had an 11-12 game winning streak, and I figured that their luck was going to run out sooner or later. And of course, that luck, runs out to the Golden Boys of the NFL, aka the New England Patriots. But it's just that Julian Edelman, he's back. He just came back from injury. Gronkowski is he was 100% healthy. Let's see who else? Danny Amendola, he was getting back to 100%. Well, he's pretty much at 100% health. The only thing that the Patriots were really lacking in this game was their running game, and even that got better as the game went on. Now, you can't really say the same thing for Kansas City. Kansas City, the only problem, well, one of the main problems with Kansas City is not converting on third down. Of course, they didn't really have that much. They didn't really have any problems with turnovers at all. But their problem was, well, if anything, they couldn't really. Well, not Aaron Rodgers, but Alex Smith. He had problems with completing passes or whatever, and like he was getting bad reads as far as the defense was concerned. Like he couldn't really read the defense as well as he normally does. But I guess I don't know if that's his fault or if the Patriots defense was that damn good. But regardless, the Patriots came out with a convincing win. Now let me get to the game of the week. Wow. The Arizona Cardinals versus the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, this by far was the best game of this divisional round of the playoffs. I mean, it was such good back and forth action. And I said that these two teams are gonna beat each other up and bump some heads. But wow, it's just like you know how like last week's game with the Steelers and the Bengals was like a game out. It was kind of like a game out of a football movie. This was the exact same way with Aaron Rodgers, aka the Bad Man, throwing a 50-yard Hail Mary pass into the end zone. Like I swear, like he's probably out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL, he's probably like one of the only 2 or 3 who can actually do it. Is actually clutch. But of course, being clutch did not help the defensive side of the ball. And the fact that they lost Randall Cobb in the very first quarter due to a chest injury, that kind of didn't really help them. Both defenses are pretty damn solid. I mean, like I said, I figured it's going to be the highest scoring game of the entire divisional round, and it was. But wow, and you know how they say big time players make big time plays. Larry Fitzgerald showed up, and he didn't just show up. He showed off. 171 yards with 11 receptions. That man is nuts. I mean, like he knows what it takes to be a Super Bowl caliber, a championship winner. So we're gonna see a lot. We will probably see a lot more of him in the next round of the playoffs or the AFC NFC championships. But you got to tip your hat off to Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, you really do for giving a clutch effort. And the running game for Green Bay was pretty damn good, but it wasn't enough to help them. It's just that the defense didn't do their job. I mean, like they did a good job holding them for the first 3 quarters, but they kind of ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. But that's to be expected. But congratulations to Arizona. I didn't think they could pull it off, but hey, they shut me up. They did it. Let's see. Next game. Now the first 3 quarters of the game. Well, the first half of the game, everybody was standing there with their mouths wide open, like this is really happening. The Seahawks are really getting blown out. Like I said, it's gonna be the same type of game, but a different result with the Seahawks and the Panthers. And everybody, including me, was kind of afraid that the Panthers blew their tank out in the first half, putting up all those points. They put up 31 points in the first half alone. And one of those came from a turnover, from an interception due to Luke Kuechly. But man, Cam Newton, he is the real deal, and he not only proved that he could pass the ball. He's not, because a lot of people have never questioned his arm strength, but people have always questioned his accuracy. And if anything, that is the biggest thing that he's improved on this year is his accuracy and his arm. And his running game's never really been a question either. Even though he's missing Kelvin Benjamin, Jericho Cotchery stepped up, and he's got Greg Olsen, which is probably his number one weapon. That's his go-to guy. But yeah, like the Seahawks. Come on, you can't beat the fifth or sixth seed team in the Vikings and then expect to go head to head with a team like the Carolina Panthers that's on fire. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But yeah, it's a like I said, it was a hard hitting game. But they tried to make a fight out of it. The Seahawks really did try to make a fight out of it, but to no avail. Better luck next year, guys. And now the moment that we've all been waiting for. People have been waiting for me to eat some crow. The Denver Broncos versus my Pittsburgh Steelers. I need a minute. Let's get to chopping this game up. Now, I try my best not to make excuses as to why a team wins or why a team loses. But come on, like not Green Bay, but Denver, this was Peyton Manning's first game back in a month and a half, and people thought he was going to be suffering from quarterback rust. People thought that he's going to be rusty coming back into this game. And the Steelers, before the games, were having some problems. Like, we were deciding whether to put Landry Jones in at second string or whether to put Michael Vick in at third string. And Big Ben said his arm was doing better, but he did a damn good job throwing the ball down the field. But that didn't turn out the way that the Steelers planned. And hey, at least we didn't throw any interceptions, which is a damn good thing. But our only problem this game was stopping the ball. Well, we gave way too much leeway. We played too far off the ball. We didn't pressure the quarterback like we should have. And on the offensive side of the ball, we had no D'Angelo Williams. We had no Le'Veon Bell, even though he's been out since week 5. And we damn sure don't have our X factor, Antonio Brown. So that's 3 key players that we were missing. But Toussaint and Todman did step up. Now, a lot of people look at now. Like I said, even in my prediction video, I said that it's going to come down to who makes the first mistake. And, of course, Steelers, make the mistake by turning the ball over, by Fitzgerald Toussaint fumbling the ball. And if you guys hear my phone, if you hear anything vibrating in the background, that's my cell phone because it's probably blowing up from notifications on my Facebook page and probably my YouTube comments on my last video. But I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, and what's ironic is like people are going to be dumping on Fitzgerald Toussaint for fumbling the ball and possibly costing us the game, which he did. But he scored the only rushing touchdown of the game, at least for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yeah, we were banged up, and better luck next year, guys, and good luck to all the teams in the AFC NFC championships. Now, this is what the remaining tournament bracket looks like for the NFL playoffs. Now for my prediction for the AFC Championship game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. An all too familiar and classic NFL rivalry. Seeing Peyton Manning and Tom Brady go at it is like the NFL's equivalent of Batman versus Superman. That's the closest thing that I can really compare it to. But yeah, Denver is going to be hosting New England, and New England is always dangerous. And Tom Brady, I'll admit it, even though I don't like the Patriots or him, he's the real deal. I don't care what situation he is, what situation he's in. There could be 30 seconds left on the clock with no timeouts, and they could be at their own 10-yard line. And Tom Brady, he will find a way to get that ball down the field. And if he doesn't score a touchdown, he's gonna get that team into field goal range. And Tom Brady, I think we answered his question about his rustiness because, like I said, he had a month and a half layoff before he actually came back. And I'm going to say the same thing I said in my prediction about in the Denver Steelers game. It depends on which Peyton Manning shows up. Which Peyton Manning are we going to get? Are we going to get the 2-time, 3-time, however time MVP Peyton Manning? Is he going to show up? Or are we going to get old man Peyton Manning? Like, which one do you guys think is going to show up? But I would say the only edge that Denver really has over the Patriots would be their defense. Their defense is slightly a little bit better, especially in the secondary. Well, the secondary is it's kind of neck and neck. You could compare Akeem Talib to Devin McCourty, but Denver does have a top-notch secondary. Come on, you got Akeem Talib, you got Chris Harris Jr., and you got T.J. Ward. So, yeah, My strategy for Peyton Manning would be to my strategy for Tom Brady would be just to stay away from them, avoid deep throws, run the ball. Let's see, use a lot of slant routes so that way it confuses the linebackers, but you throw it just enough away from the to where the secondaries don't pick it off. But yeah, get rid of that ball quick. I mean, if I was Peyton Manning, and like I said, and establish the running game. Now, as far as what the Denver Broncos need to do, defense really does need to step up. They need to blitz, blitz, blitz. They need to make Tom Brady uncomfortable, and they need to step their running game up too on offense. And also, they also I would give the exact opposite strategy to the Denver Broncos. They need to throw it deep. They don't really need to do all those weird crossing routes. They don't need to do screens. What Peyton Manning need to do is just throw that ball deep and air it out and show that he's not scared. But my AFC Championship prediction, I'm gonna say 35-28 for Denver, because Peyton Manning he could, like, some people say that he's like the LeBron James of the NFL and say that he's not clutch or he chokes in the postseason. But playing in Mile High Stadium in Denver, that's a whole different animal. But we'll see. Now for my prediction for the NFC Championship game between the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, when was the last time these two guys faced each other in the postseason? I think it's been about what? It's been about 7 years. It's been 6, 7 years. It's been something like that. But yeah, as I mentioned in my last video, there's no one real weakness that the Arizona Cardinals really have that I can think of. I mean, like, they're a pretty solid and complete team. Like, they're pretty well balanced. They're probably the most well balanced team in this playoffs. They don't have any real particular strengths. Well, maybe Larry Fitzgerald on the offensive side of the ball. But they don't really have any chinks in the armor or any real weaknesses, which makes them a hard team to figure out. And Bruce Arians is a phenomenal coach. But and Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, he wants it. If anybody wants it, he really wants it. And they're not showing no signs of slowing down. But I say the only thing they can do to really, the only thing that let's see, keys to victory for Carolina. Do what you did in this game. Hit them hard, hit them early, frustrate them. All they have to do is do a very good job. They need to do a good job of running the ball. And what you have to do is it's going to be a shootout, because I don't really think you can really get one up on the offense, get one up on the defense. So what you're going to have to do is outscore them. It's going to be a shootout type of game. Both teams are going to be putting up tremendous numbers. But now, keys to victory for the Arizona Cardinals. All they have to do is pretty much just, to me, it's going to come down for defense for them, because defense does win championships. If they can somehow turn the ball over, they can force turnovers on Cam Newton and get him to make mistakes, then it'll be a very, very close game. But I predicted this one is going to be probably the highest scoring game of the entire championships. So I'm going to say that it's going to be 35-21 for the Carolina Panthers. So I'm calling a Panthers Broncos Super Bowl. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know what you thought of the divisional playoffs round. Did you get what was your predictions? I was 2-4 for mine. You guys post your review down low and post your predictions of who you think is going to win next week's game. Anyway, I'm out, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Peace.